Now, if you've traveled with us through Romans chapter 8, you found that we've just come through a section where we hear this continual discussion about groaning. We found that creation was groaning in just the preceding verses. Verses 19 to 23, that creation is groaning. And what that means is that all of the created order, all of the cosmos, there is a birth pangs that's happening. That when Adam and Eve ate of that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, many, many, many thousands of years ago, when they ate it, not only did humanity fall, and all you have to do is read the news to get the update on what's going on with humanity. But not only did humanity fall, but all of creation fell with it. And what that means is that every time you hear of an earthquake, I mean, there was just one yesterday, right, in Oklahoma, over 5 on the Richter scale. We've been talking about a lot. We've had a lot of little tremors here in California recently. You know, each time that happens, that is the birth pain. That's what it is. And what it means by birth pains, if you think about it, I mean, my wife's had 2 children. And when it's time for a woman to give birth, her body begins to contract, to get prepared for the baby to be born. And that's exactly, every time there's an earthquake, every time there's a hurricane, every time there's some sort of environmental happening, that is the creation in labor pains, waiting for the fulfillment of the kingdom of God, the consummation of the kingdom. And not only is creation groaning, but then we also found in verse 23 and to 25 that we groan as well. And I made the point last week that groaning is good for the human soul. Now that goes against American cultural values, because as a culture, we are a therapeutic culture. It's kind of like, you know, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Now isn't that, was that a Sheryl Crow song? So pop music theologian Sheryl Crow says, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. You know, and for a lot of us, we've tried that approach to life, haven't we? Well, I'm going to do this, and it's making me happy, so I'm going to do it for a while. But if you've done that, and I definitely have, before I became a Christian, you find that it makes you happy for a little while, and then it stops making you happy. And then you have to find a new thing to make you happy. You know, I think that great Bay Area theologian, Huey Lewis, said, I want a new drug. You know, and so we're gonna work that line all through the message. So we'll just keep that one coming back. But the idea is that something makes you happy for a little bit of time, and then you need to find something else to make you happy. And I made the point last week that biblically and spiritually, a little groaning is good for the human soul. Because there is this reality in all of our lives that we realize that God's original intention we're not seeing, both of our own lives and the things around us, and we're longing for that. But we still live in a world that there's suffering, and that there's pain, and that there's loss, and there's hurt. And so our spirits should groan within us a little bit. And that's a healthy thing. That's a healthy thing. And we made the point, we ended last week with the idea that Christians should be the most hopeful people in the world. You know, I think it's important because with all the groaning that's going on, I mean, it's a tough economy right now, it's election season, so, you know, no matter what your political persuasion is, it should make you groan when you see the things that go on. You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's that time, and when you see all this groaning, it's so easy just to get caught up in the negativity of it all. But as Christians, we should be the most hopeful people in the world because we believe in God. And what we're going to see today is even going to further that hope along. But people always ask, well, what is hope really? And I made the point, and we closed last week at the end of verse 25. Look at this. Best definition of hope you'll ever find. It says, but if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance. That last fragment, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance. I brought that into 3 E's, if you like alliteration, so that you can remember it. True hope is eager, it's expectant, and it's enduring. We get the word eager right here. You know what it's like to be eager for something, right? I made the point last week that we always like to be excited about something. We can't wait. Oh, this is going to be exciting. I can't wait to get this thing. So there's an eagerness. There's a waiting for it. I use the word expectancy because we all know what it's like to be waiting for a package to arrive. And every day you run out to the mailbox, you open it up. Maybe you're waiting for a letter or a check from somebody. right? Normally just go to the post office box and you just wait for a bill to show up, right? That's not exciting. Nobody runs and excited to do that. But when you're waiting for something, I know right now I'm waiting for a package to arrive, and I got that little tracking number, and it's like, you know, every 2 hours I'm like online, like, refresh, just waiting to find out it's one step closer. That's expectancy. That's waiting for it. And then we do it with perseverance, which is endurance. And we keep on until it's done. And as Christians, our lives need to be lives that are eager, because we can't wait for the next thing that God's going to do. It should be expecting, because we know God's up to something. And it needs to be enduring. And I think as a culture, America doesn't do good in endurance. Because it's a quick fix culture, isn't it? It's like, let's just get rid of that and get a new one. It's like, I want it now. But the things of God is not like the things of Taco Bell. Okay? It's like, you go up to the drive-thru window, and you ever notice that all these drive-thrus now, there's a little clock. They want to clock how long it takes you from your order to get out the door. Spiritually, that is not true. It's not like God's looking, how quick can I get you out of my way so I can get on to the next person and their issues. The Bible is full, from cover to cover, from Genesis to Revelation. It's full of a case study in having to learn how to endure. Because God's timetable is not ours, no matter how much we complain about it. So true hope, it's eager, it's expectant, and it's enduring.